When I started walking, I had no intention of walking this much. I started to see the benefits and then I just walked more and more, and eventually I reached this goal. And I'm going to tell you about all the things that I learned and how it helped me as I got into walking more and more. Now, the first thing that happens when you start walking, at least for me, was I just felt more relaxed, there was just no more stress as I'm going out and walking, because I walk outside, and walking outside, you get to be outside in the sunshine and the fresh air. And where I walk, there's a lot of trees and birds and everything there. And so it's just a relaxing walk. I'm not walking at a brisk pace or anything. I'm just enjoying it. And one of the things that's really crucial when you start walking is a headset. You want to have something you're listening to as you walk, and you need to have some sort of playlist or podcast or whatever you want to listen to. It's just gonna take your mind off the actual activity of walking, and then you just won't notice how much you walked. And I noticed this when I started actually walking. And the other thing about walking is, as you're doing it, you have just all this time to kind of think about things. And if you have racing thoughts and you just have all these things going through your head, it gives you time to get those racing thoughts out of your head and kind of figure it out. And that's what I really liked about walking when I started, because I had time to sit there and think about all the things I want to do, all the problems I needed solutions for. And as I'm going through the walking, I had time to figure all those things out and come up with the best idea. And this is a great thing, because I had a lot of ideas as I'm starting to go walking, and I needed some way to figure them out. And I get my best ideas when I'm out walking, just looking around, listening to something. And the other thing about it is, when you go walking, make sure you have a notes app or use a notes app, because that's what I do. Once I'm thinking about something and I figured out the solution, I take out my phone and open up the notes app, and then I put out whatever idea or put down whatever idea in that app so I remember it later, so I'm not thinking about it the whole time I'm walking. Because if I don't actually get it out on the notes app, I will be thinking about the whole time as I'm walking. I really want to think about a lot of other things because I am going to be walking for such a long time. Now, the other thing is, I didn't really go into it thinking about I'm going to walk so long, but now I walk maybe an hour and a half. And this is great because it does give you that good amount of time to where I can just relax and I'm not really rushed or anything. And I know I'm going to be out there maybe an hour and a half. And each day I walk about 5 miles. So I didn't start there though. I started with only doing a mile, and then I kicked it up to 2 miles and 3 miles. And eventually I decided 5 miles is where I wanted to go. And every day I just started walking it and noticed such a great difference. And something else that I noticed as I'm walking, when I get done, I feel this sense of accomplishment. Every mile that I go, I feel like, okay, I'm hitting my goal. I'm 1 mile closer to making sure I get my 5 miles in for the day. Now, I don't get really stressed about it if I don't make the 5 miles for the day, because even if I'm just walking and doing some kind of exercise, I feel like that's an accomplishment in itself. It doesn't matter how much I walk, I just have a goal. And then sometimes weather's bad, I can't actually go outside and walk. I do not do the treadmill because it's boring. I can't even get into walking when I'm on the treadmill. Even if I turn the speed up on the treadmill to maybe go faster, it's just the most boring thing. There could be a TV there and I still won't watch it because it's just boring to be on the treadmill. Now, the thing about it is, this is why I walk outside, because there is so much more to look at and I don't feel bored as I'm walking around, because I have things that will draw my attention this way and that way. And it's okay when you're walking, because you're not actually in a rush to get anywhere, right? You're just kind of taking a leisurely walk around the park, and that's what I do. And you can do this in your neighborhood as well if you live in a neighborhood where you can walk. I just enjoy walking outside in the park, and I think is the best way for me to walk, and the way that I've actually been able to walk as much as I can. Now, the thing about it is, as you're in the park, you're going to actually see other people there, and it makes it less awkward when I'm in the park. It just makes it less awkward because I see the same people all the time as I'm walking around and taking kind of the same path through the park. And the thing about it is, when I see those people, it's okay for me to say, hey, how you doing? And after I see them for a little while, then, you strike up a conversation and just find out a little bit about them, and it doesn't feel as awkward as if you're just out and about and just meet someone and you have even just the passing by, when you're passing by each other and you do it a number of days in a row, you feel like you kind of at least have an idea of what kind of person that person is. And so it just makes it easier to introduce yourself and have a quick conversation. Now, the thing also about walking is once I am doing a walk and I get back from the walk, I feel like I can focus better. And I guess that's just because as you walk, you get your dopamine going. And when I get back, I've worked out all my things in my mind, brainstormed everything. So when I get back, I can just focus on those ideas, on those solutions that I've come up with. And I just go and start doing whatever those things are. Now, if it's something like, okay, I need to fold clothes or do the kitchen or whatever, I can sit down and focus on that activity. If I need to write something, pay bills, whatever it is, I have more focus on that activity. And that way it helps me to get through those things when I am coming back from the walk, instead of when I'm just sitting around my apartment and trying to figure out what I need to do and get focused on those things. It's much harder just trying to go and do those things without actually doing my walk. And I've just noticed this has helped me get so many things done that I didn't get done before, because I get that dopamine kick just from walking. And something else about it is once I started walking, I didn't think about, okay, I'll be in my routine. Actually, I didn't think I would add it to my routine as much as I did. But now I don't even have to get motivated to go walk because it is part of my routine. I walk every day. And so once I made the decision to walk every day, then I was sure to be motivated for it when it was time to go walking. And because I want to walk outside and not in the gym on a treadmill, I had to make sure that I walked during the day when there was light out. I don't go walking at night just for safety reasons and everything. You can if you want to do that, or if you live in an area that's safe and can walk at night, but I don't do that. I go walking during the day where I can see some sunshine and see, the trees and the birds. And I actually have a hawk that's actually at the park that I go to that I see occasionally, see some deer occasionally too. And that's always nice as a change because you generally don't see those things a lot. But in the park I go to, I actually do see those things every now and then, which is a good thing for me. Having that as part of my routine, I get more excited and motivated to do it rather than say, I'm not going to do it today. I don't really feel like doing it. Even if I don't feel like I want to go walking, once I get out there, I feel better after walking, especially if I'm, dealing with something, maybe sad about something, whatever, then just going for the walk helps me to kind of feel more relaxed. And it really does help with stress a lot too, because once I start going out and walking, I don't feel as stressed. And that can be a really, really, really bad thing, because I get stressed out and then I'm worrying about things and then I don't get anything done because I'm worrying about that stuff, or I just don't feel really good about myself once I'm stressed out. And so being able to take all that stress, go on that walk, and because I'm walking such a long time, for an hour, hour and a half, then that gives me time to de-stress, take all that stress, whatever that thing is. I get a chance to think about it and think about solutions, or just think about it and figure out, okay, this is not such a bad thing as I'm going through and walking. And then I look at, other things as I'm walking. I listen to something on my headphones, and it just gives me time to really just get de-stressed and not think about it and not be angry and frustrated and irritable. I have time just to relax and enjoy the walk. And that's one of the best benefits of actually going walking, is the fact that all that stress that you might be feeling will go away, especially if you're at home. I don't have kids, but if you're at home and you have kids and that whole day is just messed up because something happened at school, something happened at work, and all these different things that might create stress in your life, just being able to take that time to go out for an hour or hour and a half and just be alone by yourself, or maybe with your spouse, and walking around, just giving you time to get de-stressed. And that is really important when you have ADHD. Now, another thing about walking, when I'm trying to learn something, whether it's when I was in school or just another part of a job or something, when I want to actually learn that thing, I go walking, and then I can think about all the things about that I need to learn. But the other thing is, when I come back and look at the material, I understand the material better. I'm able to work things out better just because I came back and know I can focus a little bit more. And so I also am able to learn a little bit more as I am coming back from my walk and get the dopamine for the walk. The thing about it is also is when you're walking, you have this bilateral stimulation. And I've just learned this. It's really cool because the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body, and the right side of your brain controls the left side of your body. Really cool, right? But the thing about it is, as you're going through and walking, you get that bilateral stimulation. And the cool thing about it is it's going to help you work through things, and you're able to get the creative side and the logic side kind of working together as well. And so that way, when I need a solution for a problem that I'm trying to learn, then I have a way to actually think about those things. And when I am trying to learn, sometimes I just get a headache, like I'm done learning for the day. You know, I'm just not getting it. I'm reading stuff 2 and 3 times trying to figure it out, and I don't really figure it out. And the point about this is that if I get to that point that I'm just looking at something and I'm getting a headache about it, and I'm reading the same line a whole bunch of times and still not getting it, then I go for a walk. And then when I come back from my walk and sit down and then have let my brain just rest, I come back refreshed. I can look at it a lot easier, a lot better, understand things, get a different perspective on things. And a lot of times that helps me learn better just by doing that. And it's just one of the best ways that I would learn in college, and one of the best ways I would learn at my job as I'm sitting there trying to figure out, okay, there's this new thing I have to learn. So let me go for a walk and think about it again. Now, the thing about walking is also once you leave and go for that walk, yeah, you're gonna have the time frame to where you get back, and you have to get back into that material or whatever you're trying to learn, because it takes, I think, about 7 minutes, 8 minutes to sit down and get actually focused again. Now, it might seem strange as when you're walking, you actually feel more energetic. I have no idea why that is. I go for my walk, I get back, I feel super energetic when I get back, like I can do a lot of different things. It's probably because of the dopamine that I get as I walk, but it's just really good because I come back, I can clean my kitchen, put things away, organize things, get started on something. I feel just like I have a whole bunch of energy once I go for my walk and come back. And that's a great thing, because sometimes I'm just feeling like I'm gonna be lazy today, but I go for my walk, come back, and I am just on it as to whatever I need to do. I'm feeling like I can do anything at this point because I have that extra energy. And that is such a good thing, because that helps me get things done when I have that extra energy. And then I don't feel like, if I'm laying on the couch or whatever, I don't feel as tired when I get back from my walk. I feel like the tiredness is gone. And I think that's an amazing thing from walking that I found out. And I'm wondering, do you walk outside or do some type of activity outside? You can run or jog if you don't want to walk, if that's your thing. But I like walking because it is low impact. I can do it at my own pace. I won't do it fast, I can. Want to do it slow, I can. If I want to actually maybe go over to a different part of the path and look at things and everything like that, much easier to do it in a walk and instead of a run or a jog, because you're running and it's kind of hard to change direction if you're running a lot of the times, if you're really interested in something. At least for me it is. And so when I'm walking, I get the kind of freedom of being able to go here and there much easier. And so what do you do? Do you actually do any of those activities? Let me know in the comments. Now, as I got to this goal of actually walking 500 miles, I was just super impressed every month as I did my walk. I counted my steps and looked at it and figured out, wow, I am walking a lot. And I never thought that I would walk that much. And it just makes me feel really good because of the fact that I have walked to get to that goal. And it just makes me feel like, oh, I really did accomplish something that maybe a lot of people have not accomplished. And that makes me feel good as well. And the thing about it is, I also thought about, okay, if this exercise makes me feel this good, doing this makes me feel so good, I want to test it. I want to see, on top of everything that I've learned for walking, does exercise actually help you organize better? Does it help you that when you get home after exercising and doing different types of exercises as well, do those help you, and which one helps you the best? I did a video on that. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Go ahead and click that video. It's pretty interesting because I did test it, and I want to just in that video, I give you the results